The Week in Review, 8 February 2025, Part 2. You've reached Talking with Dr. Terry, 180 Seconds to a Better You, message number 28. I'm Dr. Terry Wurzbacher, and this call is dedicated to Kathy. Part 2 begins with Aaron's response to the mirror neurons call. You try and say that 3 times. He told us about when he was a youth pastor and how the kids there had an excellent BS meter and were able to tell when the adults weren't being sincere. He said as we get older, adults seem to have a better way of hiding that, but I'm not totally sure that's true either. I can usually see through people. Erin had a great response. She told me how her son was cursing at her, and instead of getting all mad in return, she just told him, "Don't use those words with me." Later, though, she told him the best part of all, in my opinion. She said, "I didn't tell you not to use those words, just not to use them with me." That, I think, is excellent because it shows that she's teaching him respect and boundaries and not making these all-encompassing statements. I just love that. When it comes to taking pride in your work, Ramona summed it up. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well, and I think we've all heard that when we were younger. Aaron also talked about how with his janitorial businesses, he picks up staples when he's vacuuming. He comes to a staple and he picks every single one of them up. Then he talks to his people about the importance of staples, and he makes them believe they're the most important thing in the world. Aaron also blew me away by pointing out the importance of little things, citing how it was 2 O-rings that caused the Challenger to crash all those years ago. If that doesn't hit home, I don't really know what will. Rich Ruffalo remarked, "If you mess up, you should fess up." And April is dealing with the recognition that leadership is hard, it takes work, and leadership development is also self-development. And I think that's great. Most people don't realize that. Tim in Connecticut talked about Zig Ziglar's quote, you can get anything you want in life just by helping enough people get what they want." Rich had a business where they would go in and cater events. Their motto was that they would leave the kitchen cleaner than when they went in, and I think that's a phenomenal work ethic. Aaron also talked about learning to embrace ambiguity and trusting that whatever's going on in his life is what's supposed to be happening, and who knows what the universe is trying to say. He also paid me a wonderful compliment, and I appreciate it. Chaz in California talked about you not being able to rewind the tape, so you have to start where you are and work from there forward. I thought that was great. That's the end of part 2. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and I'll see you tomorrow.